I guess they wanted to hold their counter pick basically to know what the mid matchup was because they had last pick. That's why they picked Wraith King there rather than save Wraith King for the last moment and be like, here's our gotcha moment. I wouldn't say Darkseer necessarily counters it hard, but it's going to make the laning stage tough.
A little bit more difficult. Could
really affect their game. Absolutely. But at least they get the matchup they want, and it's going to be a hero that we don't see super often. Tinker.
What's up with Tinker here? Last pick.
Well, he's goblins and mechs. That means he's good in the early game.
Yeah. He pairs well with
Clockwork.
Got that regen kicking in.
That's it.
You can always get him to level 2.
He's basically one of the highest skill cap heroes in the game. He delays things. He does tons of damage. From range, he can rearm his abilities and his items with
But is
his
this going to combo well with these 3 heroes in the middle we've been hyping up?
He's a 4-1 hero. He's going to do his own thing, push out lanes and everything, while Wraith King is going to be involved with the rest of the team.
And when the fights do start, it's going to be like Wraith King jumping in
He'll be in the back.
doing shit, and Tinker's just going to be like, missiles.
Spamming missiles, spamming March, just like this. I guess in the OD matchup, he's pretty good too, huh? With the lasers.
I believe so, yes. And also, if he gets Ags on Tinker, he can apply blind to everybody so they can't hit the Ignis Spatus or whatever.
Well, I suppose Juggernaut still do, but yeah.
Purge, who is going to move on?
Yo, if somebody has a sick ass strat like tag team zombie or like Skellies, I can't see anything else in my brain. Final Tribe has got it.
All right.
He's sold. I mean,
I
hyped it up. We're all going to go TFT.
I'm hyped. I am hyped to see if this works. Even if they lose.
Trailer, now this.
Yes, let's go. Get into this game. We'll see if he can pull off these skeletons that are going to bring the party. Or maybe they don't. We'll see. Let's get into it.
Thank you very much, Rob. Yes, let's get into it. Indeed, this all-important deciding game of the series. Game 3 between the two. We've seen the drafts, yeah. So we've heard the panel's comments. Some skeleton action. What do we reckon, Carl?
I like TFT. I think this is this is like one of their pocket strats. They've been playing this like core Wraith King for so long, and it's one of those heroes. Like it was huge at TI, right? Got a couple nerfs and just disappeared. But if you think about this meta, the cheap items everybody's buying, the Midas specifically. This hero is perfect. It's perfect for the way you want to play Dota nowadays. The only downside is the Tinker's really the key. The Wraith King can have a great game. It really won't matter in some ways because OD just wrecks you the entire game. And Darkseer, if you get the wall illusion of the Wraith King, your whole team gets the lifesteal aura. It's quite nice. So in that sense, I think both teams really have answers, but I'd argue TFT is more comfortable with what they've got. But Pavaga's lineup, you could argue, is a lot more easy to execute with heroes that are just more powerful in the present meta.
I mean, the things are, like, do they have enough catch for this Tinker down the line, though?
No, they don't. That's your concern. Yeah. And Tinker is just traditionally like the countered OD. However, you get to a certain point, it's like TFT, you gotta stay ahead. Get ahead, stay ahead. Because if you have some blank Sheeva's BKB on OD, Tinker really can't play Dota very well anymore. So it's all about timings. Hanskin's Tusk gonna have to do some serious work here, and Frost have a good start. We'll see what happens. I think a lot is gonna come down to this laning phase, as most games in Dota do.
Good battle around the rune spot. Who's going to be able to get it? At the top is going to be Hanskin. He's able to grab the rune. Looks like it will pay off his life, though. As Pavaga claim first blood.
Got the rune, though.
Got the rune.
Is it worth? Might be. I actually think that there's a certain amount of health and mana that you can burn in your first blood death that makes it value. Maybe not quite enough here, but we'll see. I like the Coddle versus Darkseer aggression because you just spam out the creep wave, and it's a lot more difficult for Pavaga to play aggro in this lane if they're not able to consistently shove Frost under tower.
Yeah, I mean, and you just killed the Darkseer, right? Level 1 whilst he's got no surge killed. If like you can. Though. I mean, they're trying, but as you said, they didn't have the damage. The Frost shield's enough.
You know, they must have expected Lich to like have TP'd bottom, but what was that? There's 2 Ion Shells down. You know, you want to, like, look at Cheshire Cat's mana, right? You want to make this play on this second wave, the third wave. You don't want to just walk into Ion Shells as 2 melee heroes. That was a little, what's the word? Panicky? Not panicky.
I guess not. I mean, it was some of logic that was at my level. You know, I'm sort of looking at like, oh yeah, kill the Darkseer. He's level 1. He doesn't have surge. Oh, You know, I can see I can feel them there. I know what they were trying to do. It was not, as you say, the move to play at all. But I can at least understand.
I don't know if If ODPixel understands your plays.
Yeah, that's not the play.
Yeah.
No.
I've played enough pubs with you to know. John, I'm just glad you stopped going the 4 Battle Fury strat.
I haven't done that in a long time. I think the last sort of crazy strat was the 6 Aghanim's on a Void. Did win that game.
Oh, between all you like big play-by-play casters, like, I don't even know. Toby and his techies, you and your 7 Battle Furies, and Cap with a Abaddon off lane.
No.
Ugh.
I just always find satisfaction because I've had it a couple of times where I'll play a game and then you'll see a Reddit post after from someone that was on the team. And it will always be like, we won the game, but it will be an entire thread flaming the way that I played.
Yeah,
it's good fun.
You play, the way I see it, I don't care what you do as long as you try your best to win.
Exactly.
Straight up. Other than pick techies, because you're not trying to win if you pick techies.
Are there any other heroes that you would also say you're not trying to win, or is it only techies? Any other hero you see on the team, you're like, well, you're just not trying to win.
I'll be honest, as long as you play the role and it's like you're not stealing someone else's, like, I don't care. Like, think of all the weird things you can play as 4 position nowadays, right? How are you supposed to practice that if you don't give it a try? Like, whatever you want to play, you play it, but just do it to the best of your ability.
Well, should be fine here. It's got an avalanche, as Hanscam will be unable to continue to chase. So we'll see how these lanes are setting up with the mid lane. OD 10 for 5 against the 6 for 2.
And while we have like a bit of downtime, like I will say, and I might make a video to this point at some point, but we got to do something about intentional game ruiners. Like,
well, all the people at high levels say that. You know, for me, at my level, I don't experience that. It's been a long time. Like, there is not intentional game ruiners in my game. I mean, I'm obviously saying that from the perspective, maybe I need to look at myself, but I've not had anyone intentionally ruin a game.
Here's the thing. There's this something, I can't remember where I read it, but there's something called like the ice pick theory of games, right? Where most people are rational, nice people. You might rage here and there, but you're going to be a relatively good dude. But you get to like that, like 2%, 1% of your player base, and all of a sudden the toxicity drastically spikes upwards.
Sure.
Kick those guys from, like, get them out of here. Ban them for 3 months, 6 months.
But the thing is, how do you make sure a system that's in place to get rid of those people isn't abused?
You hire like 5 to 10 community volunteers.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Gaben, not going to happen. And the next suggestion, please.
You give people like free, I don't know, when you get a certain amount of reports and bans, like, put a real person in charge of taking care of them.
What, as in send them to their house?
No.
Oh.
Kick like 3-month bans. Ban people.
But they already have
real.
those. You get 6-month bans.
For what?
I don't know.
Have you ever heard of a 6-month ban?
A chappie got a 6-month ban.
Yeah. How long did it take? Do you know how many games he threw? Like,
he's
astronomical numbers, okay? At a certain, look, if a guy throws like 10 games in 2 days, you can know, all right, that's enough, right? Like, how long would it take if your roommate, right, just peed on everything, okay? How long would it take you to kick him out of your house?
Oh, it depends. If
like
you're
2 weeks?
I mean, you might be into that. I don't know. Some people are.
I guess, so yeah, pretty much every player in NA Dota is probably...
What, is into that?
Yeah, I can't think of any other reason to keep queuing. Looking at you, Venom, like, there are people that straight up just don't like other players in the scene and will throw every single game against them. I remember looking at stats, like at the Boston Major, and Monkeys Forever was talking about how Tralf, like he never won a game with Tralf. We look at his Dota buff. He was right. He was 0-77.
No, he was.
Yeah. Like, it's mind-boggling.
But I mean, at this point, are we sure Tralf is even a real human being? I mean, is there any evidence? Have you ever seen him? Is it some sort of failed AI test?
It's possible.
No, I blame NASA. That's what we got going on here. The odds, obviously looking to favour TFT a little more. It has been pushed to the 3rd game. In comparison, obviously still it favours Pavaga to win the series, but compared to the odds we saw last game too, it's a lot closer now between these two teams.
Have you ever intentionally thrown a game, OD?
No.
Neither have I. There you go.
I haven't. I don't think I've even abandoned a game. I don't think I've got a single abandon on my profile.
I have definitely like got angry before, right? But I am proud to say I have never intentionally ruined a game. Like, I don't like you.
The only time I've sort of intentionally thrown is when I'm playing with Fogged, and he gets really mad when I deny the Aegis. I have denied a lot of Aegises when I play with Fogged. Because I don't know why. It's actually really douchey, and it actually makes him really sad. But we still sometimes, it's because I feel unfair because when you have Fogged on the team, he's Fogged. He's a good player. Like it's like, well, okay, this is too easy. Hold on, Fogged. I gotta hold you back, bro. I'm gonna kill this Aegis. And then,
you're really just helping him.
I am. You know, I'm stopping him from game ruining by being too high level when he plays with me and Sheev.
That's a good point.
I'm balancing the game.
It's smurfing, you know? It's not necessarily cool. So
well, it's not smurfing because he's still on
him.
his account. But, you know, matchmaking's a little bit wonky.
And Fog is just that good.
He's pretty good. He's a good lab Fog.
He actually could still be a pro player if he wanted to, but, you know, he's old and stuff.
No, I've captured him. He's not allowed to leave me. So Cheshire Cat trapped up by the shards. They're not going to be able to get a full charge here with the Illuminate, but the backup will be there from Tiny. Pavaga leading in. Snowball's going to be inbound onto Cheshire Cat. They'll get him. They'll kill off the Darkseer, but Hanskin's underneath the tower. Loses life for it. He'll take it, though. They got the Darkseer kill.
Did he miss path to the left there? Because he just walked into the tower for a couple seconds.
I think when he just sort of stuck in by the trees.
Yeah.
Chessie, of course, resorting to the jungle. To get the easy catch-up, and he's getting that. He's level with the last hits. Obviously, still the superior denies as the OD had that better matchup, of course, in the middle lane.
Yeah, I think I've talked with Sumel about this matchup. I was like, oh, doesn't Tinker win? He's like, nah, like new OD with the Astral spam. Just, you just can't, harassing is no longer really effective. So unless you can find kills, and you're not going to do that with points in March, then OD is actually favored in this matchup, even though Tinker is theoretically the counter to OD. Or one of them, if anything does counter OD.
Frost. Let's get the Ray 5 blast after the Surge Refuse. Good crit as well. Quite enough to bring him down. Down to the last two tangos on Cheshire Cat. As they are keeping this, you know, this sort of tri-lane up here. TFT just putting everything into making sure that this Wraith King is going to hit all the time.
What the hell? What?
What?
Is that a new thing? The skeletons just respawn?
Yeah,
because it lasts a certain amount of time, right?
It's like, all the skeletons have reincarnate, so you have to kill them twice.
But he killed that one like 3 times.
Did he? I wasn't watching.
Double reincarnate?
Yeah, it must have been 2 skeletons.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
He probably killed one, then you saw one still being there, and then they sort of, you know, alternated resurrecting.
Okay, that makes sense.
It looked a bit confusing. Beastmaster is caught out. Palantimos' farm looking very hot in that bottom lane. He's top net worth at the moment on the jug. At this point, 9 minutes in, 5 for 2. I mean, who are you feeling happier with if you're both these teams? Well,
I just look at the Darkseer's position in this game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he gets back is the problem. Sure, he can jungle a bit, but it's just a really tough spot for Cheshire Cat. And he is the one that I feel like has been dictating whether or not his team wins.
See, Chessie here was able to actually catch off J4. J4 was hunting for him with Lolly. Yeah. And they'll keep Chessie safe, and they'll get the 2 kills, TFT.
Beastmaster is able to do a lot more with less gold than a Darkseer, because you're going to have that ability to just shove, like, you summon a boar, you get your aura points, and you have a BKB piercing disabled. You push fast, you kill towers. Darkseer, yeah, you can recover, but all you have is Ion Shell. And the later the game goes, the easier it is for the enemy side to just kill those creeps. And you're playing against Coddle, Tinker, Beast. Like, you can't safely just shove waves. Like, they're just going to get farmed in front of you, and you'll have to retreat to the jungle or something. Just, it's a different style, and Beastmaster also just gets cheaper items. If you're playing a Darkseer in this game, you kind of want, like, maybe you want the Sheaves. Oh, nice.
Let's get the Blade Fury out, but the Raw's still there to hold him back and make sure Zibbe can walk in and claim the bounty route.
Indeed. I'd say it's looking to favor TFT a bit. You're going to have bots on Chessie, I think, right now. You might sell an item to pick it up. Yep, there he does. This is you know, 10-minute bots. It's not bad.
He's hitting okay timings on the Tinker. And Frost is getting very good farmers. I imagine the Midas is on its way out to him now in the courier.
The problem I have with the Radiant lineup is who actually makes plays. Who can influence the map for the next 10 to 15 minutes of the game? No one is really capable of finding kills. Whereas TFT, it's natural. You've got a stun with Frost. You've got the TP support of the Tinker, as you can see already. And then, of course, Tusk, like one of the best roamers in the game. Not to mention a wave clear advantage. Both Jug and OD and this Darkseer who's so far behind are going to suffer trying to shove waves against the massive push potential of the final tribe.
This is going to be such a hard game for Cheshire Cat. After having, even in that loss in Game 2, a really great time with the Batrider. This time round, starting off on very much the back foot, as the Darkseer still sitting down in the net worth of the supports. He needs time and needs some place to catch up and farm. Palantimos with his build, the phase drums into the Manta style. So no sort of, no Battle Fury, doesn't want to look to farm, just wants to get the stats online so they can look to be a bit more proactive now. They've got the OD for sort of the scaling with the Midas that was picked up by Pikachu.
And look at this push power. The skeletons utilize that Beastmaster aura. This is one of those drafts that the Final Trib's been using like since their inception.
Just
Beastmaster Wraith King.
Yeah.
You spam summons and hit those buildings. And Tinker has got such an easy time. I love when you have some sort of delivery for him. It's a lot like playing as a life stealer. You want something that enables you to play the game quickly, and you never want to be in a position where you have to be teleporting to structures or friendly creep waves. Now, you can TP to bird, you can just skeleton spawn, like you can be wherever you want in an engagement, and the Final Tribe know that either core, both with stuns, just have a free Tinker in their pocket as a little bit of bonus magical damage to find kills and pickoffs. But I'd like to see them get some towers though. Like that's a Midas OD. He's going Blink next as expected. Like the Blink Midas, like BKB Sheevas. That's the timing where you just start going Tinker hunting.
Yeah, I mean he's
farmed.
He's getting away with it, and so is the Jug. The Jug very farms as well too. Both of them. Just a tiny bit ahead of Chessie and Frost.
I don't like this drums, man. It's you're already like a weak carry in this kind of game.
Because he's going drums and then into Manta, so no, I said not going for the Battle Fury and not going for any sort of diffusal early. So
yeah. I mean, I think that Pavaga, like they bought 2 first item drums last game. They just have a lot of emphasis and value on this item. So in that sense, perhaps I'm just misreading it. Maybe it's a player preference thing. Not bad, but I think I'd prefer like an extra Wraith Band into the Rush Yasha, something like this. The move speed's quite nice, though. The drum charges, especially with a hero like OD, though. To be fair, you love getting that little attack speed steroid. Maybe that 1 or 2 extra hits into the hammer drop. It's cool. The game's somewhat equalized, but you see the Dire side controlling about maybe 60–70% of this map. They've acquired 2 or 3 extra camps in the Radiant side of the jungle.
They're taking that tier 1 tower down bottom. And also eyeing up the Lich, but J4 won't come out too far past that tier 2 tower. Maybe they can try for the wraparound.
I see him now. I think you go for this if you're TFT. Oh, and so they back away. It's a bit risky. The Frost Shield, if he gets it off before the Snowball lands, it's tough to take him out before he gets that Lich ult off. And if Jug's in the area, as he is, +1 TP, things could turn around. Like but J4.
Nah. Okay, he walks up into the shards, roars down as well. They'll get J4.
I don't know if the roar was necessary as a bit, but take that kill. If they have saved roar there, I actually think they can threaten the Jug even, because the Lich is dead for sure, just thanks to the tag team. Double Boars. Took like 500 HP from just a Tusk punch into shard. It's crazy.
Straight down. So, no, actually they blink for the OD, so minus into Kaya. He's got.
Okay, yeah, that's just doubling down on his farming, which I don't mind here.
Because he's getting away with it.
Yeah, and TFT, like they're just not applying as much pressure to the map as I feel like they could, and it gives him this ability to just say, okay, I'll be even more selfish. If he can go for the full Kaya Yasha and then like BKB Blink, like, oh man, you are suddenly just the lord of this game. Like, we've seen how many times ODs that get free games just dominate. Like, there's nothing on the side of TFT that really deals with him. Sure, Tinker for a bit, but eventually the BKB timing comes out and nothing on TFT can do a damn thing to stop him, save, peeling, running away with a roar or something. And Wraith King specifically, you just get shredded by this Outworld Devourer. Or Obsidian Destroyer, right? Wait, what?
House Decorator. No, it's Outworld Devourer. It is Outworld Devourer. But it has changed.
Yeah.
Over the years.
What was Wraith King's original title, and what was his character name?
Leoric and Skeleton King.
Right.
That's one of the easy ones.
That's true.
What was Tinker's original name?
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know. I forgot.
I don't think he had one. He's just Tinker, right? Actually, I don't know. I never played the Warcraft.
I think he had a title. It was something the Tinker.
The annoying Tinker.
I don't know if they ever changed it, but I remember like if you ever wanted to find Clockwork, like as a captain when you're drafting, you couldn't search Clock. You had to search Rattletrap.
Was that not the case for all the heroes? You just had to search their actual names. Or for some of them you could search, but
some of them were like still locked into their Dota 2 name for whatever reason, which don't mind. I think Bloodseeker was like Strigwer as well for some time, but they changed that one because it's got too many damn consonants. Anyway,
can you spell it?
No. Actually, ST...
RYG...
RYG...
WYR.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, easy. And Palantimos, he gets roared. And he's gone. Frost Shield won't save him. Didn't get the chance to pop an Omni Slash. Because that's the Jug walked over.
Yeah, good setup.
They're starting to get the push on the pressure up for TFT as they'll look to take a tier 1 tower top.
Yeah, look at that. Wraith King got Midas Armlet. He's ready to rock and roll. And this is the product of Pavaga playing this more passive style. And you got to question the item decisions, not on the Jug or the OD, but in tandem. You've got Jug going drums into Yasha, and you've got OD going Midas Kaya. Obviously, they have different reads on when this team is looking to fight.
See Hansken. He's going to have to hold himself. The snowball does have to come out as LOL. Tiny will be able to beat. No, well, it's the neutral creep actually gets the final touch. So.
Oh, what? Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was a friendly sent. No, he came. Wow. Talk about defending your territory.
Oh, Pikachu. Walking up into the high ground here. Frost is going to be there with a bit of surprise. He's going to Astral a skeleton, but the ball of light is down, dragging him back in. Oh, no. Blinding light actually pushes him out, so Pikachu's going to be fine.
Oh, that was incredibly aware play by Pikachu. He astraled the creep that the Tinker was teleporting to.
Oh, that's just, so
just in time.
Okay, so I thought you just got a skeleton. No, you're absolutely bang on. Yeah,
if not, I think he dies there for sure.
Oh, heads up play.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to click that. I don't have vision.
No, that was super quick, and in sort of an army of skeletons, he was able to get the right one.
But you can see the power of that Tinker TP when both of your side laners are capable of providing you that teleport target. Blink finished, Aether Lens soon, and Chessie is going to be problematic.
Yeah, I mean,
look, this Darkseer's net worth, man, again, like, what's he supposed to do? He's got a Centaur creep, and he can spam Ion Shells. That's his role in this game. That feels bad, man.
Maybe he's sort of just, you know, as you said, last game, he was playing fantastically, and the team was sort of behind. This game is like, oh, okay, boys, I'll play on your level. Yep. And he's just sort of, you know, step back a little bit. It's like, all right,
take it easy.
You want to play like this? Well, fine. We'll do it like this.
Yeah, it's like when you're...
I'm not going to try.
You ever play pickup basketball and your best player just like, you know what, I don't want to shoot anymore. You know, you're so good. Yeah, that's all you.
This time,
again,
Tinker's in, and Pikachu, he does have the Lich by his side. Still, they'll chase forward with the burst, not quite enough. Pikachu is able to get back to the hands of J4.
But look, they killed, like, this is so smart. You just keep Wraith King top, Beastmaster's bottom with the Coddle. They killed another tower. And the Tinker can play either side of the map. Pavaga have no hope at playing equal in pace to the team of the Final Tribe, and they're just eating the map. Suddenly, look at this. They've pincered Pavaga into their side. 2 wards placed on the aggressive half. The aggressive fourth, really, of Pavaga. And just so much vision control now. Hansken's smoke will break, but there's no initiation on the side of Pavaga. Their team is very tempo-based. They need to be just chasing you down, Ion Shells, you know, find a kill, go for the next kill. And again, I look at the OD's item build. I don't mind it, but the rest of his team seemed ready to rock and roll. And when your Darkseer's behind and your Jug's itemizing for fighting, like what's Jug supposed to do? His Darkseer had no game and his OD is lost in the jungle.
Oh, it's a tough one for Pavaga to slow down. There's a 5k lead for TFT. It's top lane. The fight's going to kick off. They're going to try and move in straight away onto Palantimos. The Jug falling low. Frost Shield will keep it alive. Toss back as well for LOL to keep him safe. Healing Wall's down, and now they can look to move back in with the Blade Furies. Hansken is cut down by the Whirling Blades of Palantimos. He'll turn now towards Frost. Frost tries to move back in, but Frost is gone. They're going to lose 2 heroes, maybe even more, as the Tiny's in on top of Zibbe. Zibbe will try and wake his way out of there, but there's no way out as he's surrounded by the team of Pavaga. And TFT, after they've been having a pretty good hold of the game, just straight up like that, they lose 3 heroes.
Well, one, they're under a ward from the Radiant, so Pavaga were moving in time. Finally, the OD does get involved, and yeah, sure, he's been farming a lot, but you know how he farmed? He's got a lot of items now. He hits hard. And more importantly, the Lich armor, it's applied to the Jug. He gets the spin off either just before or just after the roar. And yeah, you can't kill him. He's magic immune, so Tinker is not helping. And yeah, like, Lich ult, or Lich armor rather, just you don't do any damage. The tag team is nullified.
Off the back of that, Tiny now with the money pretty much to pick up a blink, so he can start to be a bit more proactive with finding the action and maybe even getting the catch out into Chessie's Tinker.
They should be able to find the Lich here. They know he warded, they ping it out, they know he's in the area. Shard's just gonna miss, but Arcane Rune on Chessie. And you're still controlling the map more. I think TFT, you just got to be a bit more careful. You don't want these huge team fights around the OD. And now it might be a bit too late because you've lost your edge, but you can always farm more of the map. Of course, the Midas on OD, it is equalized with the Wraith King's Midas, but we'll see. Still a very close game. Neither team really... I guess Dyer can take Roche pretty easily, but...
Yeah, with the Wraith King, the tag team,
that's
and
how
the Beastmaster. It's pretty good.
It just seems like when TFT get into trouble, it's always the same story, right? They take this team fight, they're not quite ready, they don't get the kill on their initial target, the other team turns it around, they lose 3, and all of a sudden, instead of being able to play this nice, controlled game where they just sort of place vision, get the map, and then go take a free Roche, have suddenly a 7-8K lead, and then you take the fight, they always just rush it. A little too trigger happy, I guess?
The Jug's certainly going to start to be more of an issue now with the defusal done.
Speaking of trigger, you ever watch Tombstone, this old school Western movie?
No.
Oh, man.
Never even heard of that one.
Man. Owen, we're going to need to spend a day or two just showing you some movies.
Is it a good film? I mean, I've not even heard of that film. That sounds like, is it like a bad Western?
As far as Westerns go, I'd say it's one of the best, but it's hard to explain. Val Kilmer is plays Doc Holliday. He's just the best character.
I don't know.
It's great. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're not American.
Okay, so Americans would understand.
Probably. Yes. I'm not even getting into Bonanza. Oh my God. I had family members obsessed with Westerns as kids. We used to argue about whether we would watch game shows or Westerns.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
We'd alternate.
That's pretty American.
Yeah. What was Britain? What were you supposed to do?
I don't know. Not watch Westerns. I mean, sure, Westerns. I'm sure some people did, but I imagine
It's
a lot
Doctor
more
Who,
Western
right?
watching.
That's
yeah, Doctor Who. Yeah. That'll be what's on the telly, won't it?
Either way. So game is just slow tempo. There's not much either side can do because there's no real catch. And both sides have the ability to push creep waves relatively safely. You've got a Coddle bottom, Darkseer, counterpart is just shoving his top lane. So both of these waves just constantly being pushed out. You can't really kill either of the targets. And then everyone else is holding hands. Just look at both teams now on either side of the river as 5. This is the new Dota 2. You know Roche is going to be this objective. Neither side is strong enough to force an engagement, but they are willing to accept one were you to run up onto their side. It's like drawing a line in the sand. I dare you. Come over here.
Let's see who's going to be the first to kick off the action. It's TFT. Into the pit they go. That's Roche. Should be easy for the takings. They can take it very fast with these 3 heroes.
And this is the Tinker advantage because while Pavaga was smoked and sitting, Tinker is able to shove waves. So all of a sudden, both mid and bottom are approaching the tier 3. And TFT, they have vision now. You've got living wards thanks to your creep waves, demonstrating look, Pavaga's got to deal with this. And hey, they're showing now. We can just walk right into the pit. And that's exactly what they do. It's about time that I just, again, look back at that team fight where they lost 3-0. This could easily be a 10K gold lead. And instead it's just 3. Yep. And it still feels like they're the ones with the impetus to make something happen. They're the ones that need to make some kind of move. Not a fan of the mech on Cheshire Cat. You want a pipe in this game. 100%. You're playing against Tinker.
Tinker.
Yeah. It's so much more value.
It's true. Well, we see here with the odds still favoring TFT to be the ones to close up the game. 1.52. And I think understandable, so with sort of the Wraith King and Tinker scaling potential, it's looking pretty good.
That's weird. Neither team. Yeah, okay, good. Coddle, Era's all right, guys. I've joined you for a bit, but it's time for me to go bottom, collect my bounty runes, and go back to farming. There's nothing happening over here. Now, we got to be careful, though, because if he shows on the creep wave, they're going to know that he is no longer in the area, which means he must have TP'd. But he's going to just do the walk of shame all the way back towards top. Or I guess the power walk. And again, benefits TFT just because they have such an easier time farming out the dead wave, or the dead lane, rather.
Yeah.
Chessie's just all right, I'll handle it. He'll kill 2 waves, and then he's back ready to join his team, maybe from jungle. We have a smoke towards mid, it looks like. They could find something. Tusk and Beastmaster leading in the middle of the map. They don't necessarily want to go up the high ground, but they're going to camp alongside that creep wave, but they will possibly find the Jug. You can see them. They're utilizing the vision advantage. Chessie's going to bait himself mid.
Well, they'll find the Lich by the looks of it. The Dagon freshly upgraded by Chessie. Offers more than enough burst to take J4 out of the lane.
He's got to be careful as the Wraith King and the Beastmaster. The one benefit of Darkseer in this game, the true benefit, is the Vac wall.
Yeah, he's got to get that combo.
So many auras. You get a Vlad's, you get Lifesteal, and you get the Beastmaster aura. Do you know how good that is for a hero like OD?
Oh, yeah. It's going to give Pikachu a lovely time in the fights if they can make sure he can stand in position and keep on hitting. His fortification will be forced out. TFT backing off for now. Not going to push any further. They are going to have J4 back up.
You can. It feels like a game 3, doesn't it? 8-8.
Yeah, very sort of slow in terms of kills at least. But still, definitely the big thing being TFT continue to take over more map than Pavaga are. As Pavaga still yet to take the tier 1s mid and bottom. They just haven't been able to get those lanes in a position to do so with the way that Chessie's been constantly managing the momentum.
I still got to favor TFT. Like, their gold lead is slowly creeping up. It's about 500 per minute. That's just a product of the draft. However, they'll find somebody.
Well, they found Hanskin out here. You can maybe play with them a little bit with the snowball and the shards, and we'll see if there's any magical way he can get out. Ooh, tries for the TP, but yeah, Sinister Gaze and Vacuum pulls him back. Snowball will buy a little more time, and a little more time it will buy, as he'll finally drop. Yep.
Yeah, still not. It's somewhat of an empty kill unless maybe they use this smoke. They de-warded the high ground, so they know there's no way the dire side has vision of this, and they'll see that Zippe is in the area. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I would have much rather see them collapse on that mid tower. You could have potentially killed Wraith King, baited Chessie into teleporting in. Instead, they go a bit too over-aggressive. That's just, again, a demonstration of why these teams are in the position they are. They don't play around the objectives like it should. Oh, but the BKB on Pikachu.
Yeah, Pikachu's ready to commit straight away. The roar will be there to hold him back for a good duration. That BKB. Zippe gets chased down, taken out. Frost is going to jump straight into the midst of it all. He's going to get held back by an Astral. As now Pikachu backs off. The Omni-Slash bounces are there onto the recall. As Palantimos picks up a second kill from the fight.
Yep.
And looks like it will settle just as that. But still 2 kills for the Jug.
I don't know why TFT gave that to them. On one hand, like, as soon as you get blinked on out of smoke, you as a squad need to get the hell out of there, and yet Zippe still gets caught on his retreat. That's the BKB reveal, though. There's nothing you can really do other than roar and run away, because until it fades in duration, you're going to have major issues with this OD. Palamentinos now with the blink, or Cheshire Cat with the blink. I like this quite a bit. You don't have any follow-up stun other than maybe the tiny, but it's more just about getting that vac wall on the Beastmaster and the Wraith King. It's so valuable.
Makes the fight so much, you know, so much closer.
Yeah. I'd argue that you give Pavaga a huge teamfight edge. If he has both those auras, they are certainly in a stronger position in a team clash. Aegis is faded. And just keep in mind, TFT, the way they're playing this, the Dagon, it's very burst heavy now. He's not going for like the Sheevas, the control of a sheep stick. It's all about finding a burst in the duration of a Wraith King stun or a roar, which I don't mind because you're playing this more active game. You always have the vision advantage, and the more burst your Tinker can output, the smaller these windows are that you can find kills. Like all of a sudden, you know, you're blowing up a Death Star. It takes only like 2 seconds and a quick missile. That was a terrible analogy. I don't know where he's going with that.
Frost, he's walking in. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I like how you played it. Just keep going. True professional you are.
Let's pretend it didn't happen. It's Frost. He's got the newly picked up Desolator. He certainly hurts when he gets the hit on. We'll see what he does go for after the Deso in this build.
I feel like he needs a BKB, right?
I was going to say, does he need one against that OD? You think it's pretty essential?
I think so. I'm trying to think of what else he could buy that would be. I mean, you could go for more auras, right? But I'm hesitant, if I'm this Wraith King, to pick up an AC to make my wall illusion even more valuable. Because you know, like
you know it's going to happen.
You've got one job, your Cheshire Cat. Wall vac the Wraith King right now. And you can see, though, TFT, every minute that goes by, they're going up about 500 to 1,000 gold. You have no problem stalling the game out. It's just a concern of, you know, does the OD potentially utilize that net worth advantage more than anybody else? And here we go. I go for Palamentinos.
Let's get the Blade Fury off in time. Raw is still going to be there, but no follow-up for now. They look for the vacuum, but there's not really any follow-up straight away from Tekcac. He does get the wall down, though. And they got the two of them. I mean, that'll do it with the Sanity's Eclipse melting through both the Wraith King and the Tusk. Pikachu picks up a double kill. They're going to get Zippe as well with the chase down from Pavaga. That's 3 dead again. TFT struggling to win these fights despite having that early game lead.
It's how they're executing them. It's the same thing, Owen. They're winning this game in net worth every minute, right? Why are you forcing like this? Why is the Tinker the first one to cast a spell on the Jug? Why are you roaring the Jug? You have to save that for the OD's BKB. Instead, they blow everything, and now you're still in this engagement. Like, guys, the OD is going to kill everyone. That's exactly what he does. Like, what? Did they expect something different? Like, this is...
Oh, it's got to be a little worrying for TFT. I mean, they had a lead, they had control of the game, but
look at the damage.
Pavaga's just winning these fights now. Yeah, Pikachu, he's doing so much. He's doing so much with this OD. He's got Sheever's guard complete. He's going to continue to scale to level 22. He's on track to hit that 25 at a good time. The OD is a huge problem, and I mean, even Palantimos as well. He's pretty much just 1,000 or so gold away from having a full Scardy. He's also going to be tough to deal with. I mean, he is already. I mean, every time, as you say, they've been roaring him, but he's always getting out the Blade Fury, so there's just no follow-up to the roar, and they just can't kill either of these two cores in the way that they're playing.
It's troubling. It's very troubling, and I fear for TFT just because they've had these issues for... How long have they been a team? A year and a half, something like that? A year at this point?
Yeah, they've had a few changes.
It feels like the same team. Nothing changes. They're this squad that they have good drafts, they got good strategies, they coordinate well, they control the map, and then they take fights, and it just looks like a bunch of pub players all of a sudden are on the keyboard. And it's all about the way they set up for it. Like I point, like why is Jug even your target? And if he is, why isn't the Wraith King looking to initiate? Oh, he gets the spin off first? Okay, run away. Look to reinitiate. Maybe you'll find the OD now, but let the fights develop. Don't just go, oh, get him all in. It feels like all they coordinate is like when to start. And it's frustrating to watch, but credit to Pavaga, they were prepared. Immediate spin ensures that even though he's roared, there's no way you're going to deal the damage to take out the Jug, and the rest of his team just cleans up.
The odds now, 1.34 on Pavaga, 2.9 on TFT.
What are the? I always thought those were wizards, but it looks like they're just cooking. What do you think they're making?
They're statues.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wizards do cook, don't they? They have like they sorcerize things, right?
That's
I don't know. They have like the sorcerer pots where they're like mixing their potions.
Cauldrons.
Cauldrons, that's the word.
You ever read The Black Cauldron? It's a really dark children's book.
No,
good though. It's a movie.
I mean, is it a children's book?
Yeah, but.
Well, no, he's not in a cauldron. He's holding a gun, isn't it? That's a rifle.
It could be. Well, that guy's different. He's not cooking. He's hungry. I think the other guys are probably making him lunch. Maybe that's where the chili went.
But what are these people? I mean, I don't understand the law. We'll have to ask Snacks about that sort of stuff.
That's a good point. I'm sure that their titles are, the elders or something.
I was going to say there'll be a name like this was so and so from did this and that.
Oh wow. You can see some of the elephant bones from the elephant graveyard of the Lion King strewn about. There's a lot of bones. This is like this is the map thing, right?
I mean, it's the Dire. No, I think this is just
how Dire is,
the normal
really?
map. Yeah, Dire always has like skeletons and bones around.
It
probably depends how you play, because if you're used to playing with a lot of the details turned off, because it's easier to see things, then that probably removes those bones from the ground.
Save the bone. They wouldn't have the bones in China, would they? You can't have like blood and gore and stuff. So their game
no, I don't think so. No, probably doesn't. They can't have that stuff.
I mean, game still could go either way. It's near complete even at this point. It's really slowed down. I feel like both squads really are just playing not to lose in a lot of ways. Neither side really.
They're playing, well, other than sort of those fights that TFT were deciding to take, both teams have been playing pretty safe. Chessie, he's in, and they've got the Lich. Chessie, of course, with that recent big pickup, he's now got the Cypher Vice. So they've got the means to get that instant catch. That maybe the sort of deciding factor in some of these fights where they have struggled to get on top of the Jug before he gets his Blade Fury off. Maybe with the Cypher Vice now, they can secure these core kills in the fights. It's Frost Deso into the Basher. Basher and Abyssal looking to be what Frost wants. So again, more control around the Magic community from that BKB on the OD and the playthrough from the Job.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It'll still take a little bit of time to get there, and of course all this time Pikachu continues to farm very well. He's identified that there is going to be that lockdown through BKB and outside of it, as he's queuing up a Lincoln Sphere, making sure that he's going to have the chance to play against the Hex and Abyssal and Brawl. Make it that little harder for TFT to do what they've already struggled to do, really, in the fights. And that is lock down the OD. Full Skadi picked up from Palantimos. He is charging straight away towards Hansken, who was looking to hold that position for the rune. Did manage to get it before snowballing up to the safety of his teammates.
The bounty runes are so key at this point. They're worth about as much as a hero kill in terms of gold. And next Roche, as it has spawned, is going to be our big objective here. TFT, as always, will have a better time doing it just because they can kill it faster, and it's incredibly difficult to try and penetrate the pit when a Tinker can just constantly spam marches, you know, have plenty of high grounds to get all of his spells off, and now that you have the Hex spam available as well. Dude, do you not, does Frost need a BKB? Is it just me? Because the way I see it, ODPixel, he's Lord of the team fight, right? If you can BKB throughout his duration,
yeah,
and then look to kill him, he's possible, but he's just died to OD every fight so far.
Hansken will be found. I mean, one of the differences now, obviously, he has got the level 20 reincarnate without mana cost, which he hasn't had before. So, like, all in the other fights, he hasn't been able to get a reincarnate off. So that'll be a little different. But, I mean, I think you're still right. I mean, Pikachu's going to be able to survive for the most part, and is just going to enjoy the fact that he's able to just take him from the man twice in a fight.
I'm afraid for... Oh, hang on.
Ooh. Going to call out down. Palantimos pots the blade through. He's going to look to take it down immediately. Pikachu pots the BKB, does get stunned during it, but it's not enough. There's no follow. They'll bring down Frost the once. Pikachu just jumps right to the back line. Sanity's Eclipse, gets Zibe, and as you say, the reincarnate, it doesn't matter. Frost, he has no BKB. He has no way to stand strong in these fights. As they lose Frost, Zibe, Hansken trapped up as well by his own shards. He can't get out of here. It's 3 dead again on TFT. Pikachu, he's not even done. He's got the back of a Cheshire Cat as they'll look to chase down Error into the base. As TFT, the last 3 fights have just been a colossal disaster. They had the lead early on, but they just it seems impossible for them to do anything now at this point in the game.
What did they even initiate on, Owen? Like, you bought back on Tusk, but he's not there yet, and all of a sudden I see just TFT's like, oh, we're in.
I mean, I don't know how they win this game if they continue to play like this. It's making it easier and easier for Pavaga, and Pavaga, as you say, that Palantimos and Pikachu, they are massive. They are massive.
Did they even get Roar off in that fight? I didn't see it.
He was stunned for the BKB, so I think he did get roared, Pikachu.
Okay.
But again, he got the BKB off.
I just don't think they have the right read. If you have a Tinker, long fights are your forte, you know? And then you commit after BKBs and spin go down with the Coddle ults, with Wraith King Pursuit. But, like, how do you not have a BKB, man? Against OD, like, he's just getting Shrek'd every single fight. It's 3 in a row now. I get, like, what is a Basher gonna do? Your prayer is effectively that you're gonna somehow kill OD 100-0 before a back wall, before Lich Armor comes out, before they, like, you know, put their hands on the keyboard. It's just not gonna work. And did we have AoE Surge? Can we look at the Darkseer's talent selection real fast? Because that reach advantage, the lack of disable, I don't know how... They're just gonna AoE Surge and run at you.
Yeah.
Now what?
And it really does seem that, I mean, as you said, they just don't have the damage to 100-0 anyone at this point. It sort of instantly. They have to hope that Pavaga sort of overextend, because the way that Pikachu and Palantimos are playing it's pretty flawless now at this point. They're playing the fights perfectly. J4 does get caught on his own in the middle lane. It's just the Lich support, they don't mind that at all. And now Pavaga, with this lead that they've been given, and the way that they're getting back on top, they can now look to push, take these towers. And they are now the ones standing at a 5k lead in a game where TFT started off earlier with a better control of the game.
Yeah, Lincoln's finished on the OD now. He's so farmed, he's moving towards luxury items. Like, does he have the Hex finished yet? I don't think so. That'll be his next purchase. Very troubling. It's just a shame because TFT, they had such a great foothold in this game, and it just doesn't feel like they ever got anything resembling a good fight. some nice pickoffs here and there, but you know, you sit on your lead this whole time and force too aggressively, you know, things can happen.
I mean, if you are the OD, what do you sort of, you know, you have 6 slots done. What are you changing out?
You just want to hex at some point, but
what do you get rid of?
Probably just the boots.
Yeah, just
you get Yasha, so you have enough move speed thanks to the Yasha bonus.
And if the Darkseid does have the AoE surge, you've also got that. That's going to be nice to rely on.
I don't think he went for it. I don't remember the other talent is. I think it might be the damage. No, damage is level 10. I don't remember his talents. They've changed a couple times. I don't play offlane anymore either.
What do you normally go for in the pubs? The mid?
Mid or support. I prefer to support, but then I'm in a game and I'm like the highest rank by 2,000. I'm like, oh, well.
Gotta play mid.
Yeah.
Oh, Pikachu is in. He's found Frost. Frost will get the bash off. As Pikachu continues to try and steal the in. He's going to try and turn and chase down Pikachu. Stun's going to be there. He's going to keep himself safe with the Self-Astral. Error is actually going to be able to get away from Palantimos. So Palantimos does not continue the chase. They're turning onto Pikachu. The vacuum's down. They lose the OD. Pikachu's going to buy back for this fight. They'll kill Frost once, Pavaga. Turning towards Zibe. They're on top of him with the Blade Fury. Frost slowed down, held in place as they will kill off the Wraith King. Zibe as well will fall. They had to buy back on the OD for this, but it does mean that they get the better trade.
And you can see, like, once Pikachu's BKB goes down, you just kill him. And that's exactly what they did. It's taken them some time to kind of figure out the strategy. Yo, Chess, you got to get back to base. Okay, if you're PVG, you have to hustle. And this is where I feel like the AoE surge, like, he's not here, of course. They're chasing Hanskin, who's doing some shenanigans. But if they were faster, they could have been in the base, preventing Chessie from mounting a defense. And instead, I do believe he'll have the time to do just that. Like, you could be diving right here, making some plays.
Valentimos. Just have to indeed back off. Healing Ward's going to be up in a couple of seconds.
Well, at least you've simplified the game state for yourself, TFT. Kill the OD.
Oh, Tiny's in. Took with the combo onto Frost. Frost will be able to turn with the Ray Fire Blast. Again, the Hex down to Palantimos. Glimmer Cape's there to keep him safe. With the Blade Fury, they'll look to push on to the side, jump in. Pikachu's in with the BKB. The Sanity Clip as well. Chessie's gone. And Frost as well, out for the first time. See if they can kill him a second time as they surround him. Avalanche is out. The Ball of Light is there from Error. Is it enough to keep them off? Frost, it is not. It's Frost now dead for 2 minutes. Hansken, he's trying for a split push. I don't think a Tusk is going to win a base race, but he's trying. He's trying, bless him. He's hitting on. He's just closing his eyes and saying it'll all be over soon. As now he'll finally TP back to join the rest of the boys. But I mean, they were without the Wraith King now for over 90 seconds. Jumping again from the Tiny. Pikachu committing forward as well. The wall's down. TFT being forced back towards the fountain. Zibe getting pulled in by the sinister gaze of J4 as Zibe is dead. Also without buyback. TFT starting to sit in the fountain as they start to hold their head in their hands and wonder where it all went wrong.
You know, credit, I don't know, you know, all I can do is guess what's happening in the team dynamic, but it looks to me like TFT have 4 captains instead of 1.
All these different ideas.
So many different ideas. Everyone's like looking to make plays, but someone's got to say, yo guys, this is the plan. Don't do this, do this, our next objective is this. And right now it just feels like why is the Tusk the one split pushing? Shouldn't that be Beastmaster? Like what's going on here? And that's just it.
Yeah.
Chessie's
looks to be Chessie's dead by the Ancient. Zibe's gone as well. As Pavaga looked to have done it. GG well played is called, and indeed Pavaga have. They will win the series 2-1 against TFT. As TFT in this third game, I mean, so in your opinion, TFT could have definitely won this match.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was going to be a hard game regardless, but I feel like every single fight they lost was on them.